What's good, YouTube? Swaggy Nation, Cowboy Nation. How y'all feeling? Cowboy Nation. Not gonna lie, this season is going a lot different than I anticipated. You know, I came out, kind of predicted myself maybe 11 wins, 10 wins, which is still possible. You know, long season, a lot of things can happen. Things can change, people can get hurt, teams can catch fire, the list goes on. But as of right now, this is, in my 24 years of living and watching the Cowboys, it's one of the better teams that I've seen personally. That's, you know, we've seen some pretty good teams in previous years, but for me, I think this is one of the better teams. I think our talent is definitely there. Our talent has been there on offense for a while now, a couple years, a few years. Defense was ridiculously bad last year, but I think we had a lot of injuries, and coaching has a lot to do with it. I think this year it's been a really good example of, you know, coaching means a lot, and chemistry, just the overall culture of a team. I think if you watch the interviews, you know, of the players and the coaches and staff, you kind of hear the same things from everybody. So I think with that, you know, that goes a little bit further than what you think. You know, us as fans, casual fans, we see a team playing well, and, you know, you kind of just assume that the players are better than the other team, you know, if they win. But like I said, you know, coaching goes a long way, because I mean, last week we played the Vikings in Minnesota without Dak. I mean, it wasn't a beautiful game. It was very fought out. Let's not get it twisted. The Vikings offense is very explosive, very good. Dalvin Cook, obviously one of the best running backs in the league. You know, you have Adam Thielen, and you have a young star in Justin Jefferson, which he wasn't even really a factor. Thielen had that one touchdown, but other than that, you didn't really see much. You know, they had that one drive. But after that, you know, you kind of adjust, and they just shut them down. Our offense, I think, didn't really skip a beat. Obviously, with Dak, it probably would have been a lot different, faster, and more explosive. But obviously, Cooper Rush hadn't played since 2017. Hadn't thrown a pass in a regular season game since then. As you know, you can watch the recent interview with Kellen Moore, who's a guru. He's talking about, you know, doing some things and getting them comfortable, and as the game progressed, you know, you get that tempo and just the overall feel of the game, and you can go back and watch the film, and it's evident. You know, Cooper was out there playing like he'd been there before. Our offensive line is amazing right now. You know, Tyron went out, and you couldn't really tell. You know, I mean, the other four guys did their job very well. They included Lyle and that wishbone. You know, it's just, that is a true testament to the team. It just shows the chemistry, and it shows how well coached we are. And one thing you'll hear from the players every game after every game, it's obviously it's always next man up, but the depth of this team is amazing. You know, we don't have a lot of household names on defense, but I think obviously, you know, you can't foreshadow too far because NFL is forever changing thing. Players come and go and this, that, and the other, but you know, as of right now, you have players on our team who can easily make a name for themselves. Randy Gregory's playing out of his mind. He'll definitely get paid, you know, when it comes to contract time. And when D-Law comes back, I mean, that's just another part of our team that's missing. And when we get MG back, I mean, offense, I mean, that's just ridiculous. CD, Amari, Dalton Schultz, Blake Jarwin, who hasn't really been involved, but I mean, Schultz is playing amazing. Tony Pollard, Zeke, Ced Wilson. I mean, Noah Brown in there every now and then. You know, it's just depth, and you know, you hear it from Mike McCarthy and just anybody, you know, who's been part of success. Depth goes a long way. I mean, you can look at any team that's won and they've had depth at every level, every aspect of the game, offense, defense, special teams. And I think it's very evident, and it's just a true testament to the team. And the culture is just so much different. The vibe is just so much different on this team. But again, like I said, long season. A lot of things can happen. We haven't even hit mid-season yet, so a lot of things can happen still. But for right now, this team is playing out of their minds. It's just every game, you know, you face adversity and you get through it. You can use that as an example just in life in general, but for the Dallas Cowboys, they use that for the success of the team, just overall the success of the team. Any types of adversity, you know, you fight through it. You know, that's what you work for. That's what you spend time in film room and practice. You know, the list goes on and on. It's just a true testament to the team. The overall goal, I think everybody's locked in, and they just fight. You know, obviously, you play the game to win, and you play the game every season to win a championship. Of course, that's every sport. At any level, you want to win the championship. So when it comes to, you know, speculations and media kind of digging at stuff and being like, you know, these players, you know, blah, 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 they're talking about championships, and the media tries to pry, and they're you know, asking questions that the players are foreshadowing to the championship, and it's like, obviously your goal is the championship, to win it all. So, you know, it's kind of redundant. But again, if you go back and you listen and you watch the interviews with all the players, all the coaches, it's always one day at a time. It's always 1-0 after a game, or, you know, if you lose, it's 0-0, 0-0, whatever you want to call it, you know. And then next game, it's another chapter, and I think we're doing a really good job on that. Still some tough games to come, you know. It's the NFL. Anything is possible. I mean, the Jets won last week convincingly, and they beat the Bengals, which everybody, you know, was saying they're one of the best teams in the AFC, and they dog walked them with a backup quarterback, and the Saints won with a backup quarterback. So, that's a testament to any team. If you can face that adversity and fight and still do the same thing that you practice for, then that's why you're there. But it's the NFL; anything can happen. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Team is playing really well, but a lot of football to play. As of right now, 6-1, we're balling. Next week we play the Broncos. I think it's at Dallas. So should be a win. But again, you never know. It's the NFL. You never know. Anyways, Broncos just traded away Von Miller. So, there's a threat that we don't have to worry about. You know what I mean? So anything can happen, though. It's the NFL. That's why it's so amazing. That's why it's one of the most viewed sports. The Cowboys had 2 of the highest rated games this season. That was earlier in the season against the Bucs opening night, of course, because it's opening night, and it's against the defending champs, and then the Philadelphia game, which I think that's just because it's Dallas and Philly. It's a rivalry, and it was a Sunday night game. But we're America's team. As much as you hate to admit it, we are. For now. And I try to be a humble Dallas fan. I always try to be humble, But I can't lie. It's a different vibe. Something I haven't seen, honestly. Even the 2014 team and Dak and Zeke's rookie year. Those were 2 really good teams. But right now, this team is loaded with talent on every level, and it's well coached. So fingers crossed that everything keeps going as planned, and people stay healthy, and Dak comes back and he's fine, and the list goes on and on and on. Fingers crossed, but anything can happen. Long season. So we'll see next week. See how that game goes, or this week. But anyways, YouTube, Cowboy Nation, Swaggy Nation, man, stay safe. Until next time, man, stay blessed. Peace.